Alright, been messing with this thing for a good 2.5 hours straight right after I got off work, but I can say it's a little better. One pipe come right off of there, a little more easier to connect. Go over those welds, finishing on the other side of it too later on or tomorrow. It did come a little too close, got it lowered down a little bit. It did come a little too close to the frame, but that's those little humps, I guess, for impact reasons. I can always notch it out, hammer it in, whatever. But for the most part, should be good. Again, turbo still right up top, down pipe out the fender, nice and straight. Hopefully, no roll bends, and a lot cleaner. And cold side should run straight down and right into that big 3.5 inch, I think it is. Yeah, 3.5 inch intercooler inlet, outlet same, and straight up. It should be a whole lot cleaner. So that's the plan for that. And call it a night for now. Had too many welds dropping in my socks. So, all right, that's a wrap for today. All right, been messing with this thing for a good 2.5 hours straight right after I got off work, but I can say it's a little better. One pipe come right off of there, a little more easier to connect. Go over those welds, finishing on the other side of it too later on or tomorrow. It did come a little too close, got it lowered down a little bit. It did come a little too close to the frame, but that's those little humps, I guess, for impact reasons. I can always notch it out, hammer it in, whatever. But for the most part, should be good. Again, turbo still right up top, down pipe out the fender, nice and straight. Hopefully, no roll bends, and a lot cleaner. And cold side should run straight down and right into that big 3.5 inch, I think it is. Yeah, 3.5 inch intercooler inlet, outlet same, and straight up. It should be a whole lot cleaner. So that's the plan for that. All right, round two. Got this pipe that I had pre-notched before. Guessing roll cage tubing, but from the other day or last week, whatever you want to call it, obviously this is all set up where I want it. If it's perfect, still gotta notch the frame just a bit down there, but this, once I grind over rest of that metal and rust, should fit perfectly. Might have an airtight gap there, but that should be good enough to put some welds in and weld it up and fill it in. And that's where the wastegate will go. Should be pretty relatively easy. So now we got to weld onto this flange for my wastegate, my eBay wastegate, and should be done. So yep, grind off some of this paint or some of this rust and metal, make it as clean as possible since that's gonna be the most visible item, even though it'll be under the down pipe. But let's go ahead and get that welded up and good to go. Alright, let's get some glasses somewhere around here and throw them down. Goggles. I will need a flap disc. Good enough for me. Unplug you, so I'll turn around by accident, like I always do. Let's get this positioned somewhat like so. Okay. Switch glasses to welding hat. And bring this welder over and start welding in 90-degree weather. Turn up the heat. terrible. But it'll work. Woo. Ooh, that's hot. Yeah, tell you professionals can tell me in the comments how terrible I'm doing. But it still works. Ugh, man, it's hot. Alright. Quick flashlight test. That's how I love to go through these things. And it lets me know I didn't miss any holes. Well, I am actually good for a change. The first. Alright. That's all good. Let's write off some of this paint now. And get ready to weld it on the exhaust over there, on the hot side. Yeah. Weld this on, then finish the other part of it. Heat wrap it, and it should be good to go. Come on. Alright. That's good enough for that. Now transfer this over to the car and weld it on and get it over with. So let's see where we're gonna put the camera at. I guess where I put it before should be fine. Yep. There we go. I think. Oh well. You guys can see, you guys can. I'll find out ahead of me. Well, actually, where I weld, let me do the hard part. We'll just put the V-band onto the turbo. We all know it's a pain. So I put this on when it's on the car. So let's do that. Alrighty, so off camera. After I spent a nice chunk of time welding on the new nice flange onto the pipe, it wasn't exactly the right one and didn't seal on this clamp. So of course that was a waste of time. And sometimes it pays off when you save parts, other times it's a waste. So now that we're back to square one after about 10 minutes of not getting it around, go ahead and get this wastegate on here as much as possible, and then pull this whole thing off. Firmly weld it up all the way. Let's go. Yay, out of wire. Perfect timing. Alright, that's least on there. That's where it's all going. Time to get it off and get this welder wire replaced. Clean up some and get it on the bench. Alright, so outside is totally off. Again, simple. Exhaust crap. Miscellaneous items I have. Surprising this wasn't too bad of a fitment, but I think the other side has more gaps. But no? Oh, there we go. Damn, I was about to say Kevin, you'd be proud. But that is pretty good, pretty close. This isn't too shabby. The other end I got a weld all the way around. Half moon. Or more than half moon, but man, I missed that part. So seal up that and do a wellness check, wrap it, and then it goes in the car hopefully for the last time this month. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get to welding. Come on, camera. Do you think? This thing does not sit still for nothing. Let me mount. Yep. Born to mount. I guess we could. Alright, that's what we have to do. That mount wasn't properly. So let's knock this out. That might help. Okay. Alright, there is the completed hot side total. Simple. Threw on some popcorn wells just so nobody thinks it's perfect, and you know, makes all the real fab guys happy. That all lined up. Definitely forgot, but then remembered, hit that frame with a big hammer and get it out the way, make a little indentation. And now, just time to wrap that up and get it up and going. It should be good to go for the last time. Alright, looking good so far. Even my wrapping skills match my welds, so that's pretty decent. Good enough for me, good enough for the car, good enough to go out and have fun with. So time to get it on the car now. Alright, one would think that whole drawer full of nuts and bolts over there I'd have nice good bolts, but went to Lowe's, picked up some nice good matching bolts, and gonna get this hot side on it first, make it easier on myself. Mock that up there onto the beautiful hot side that's again lined up pretty well. Everything's good, everything's flowing good, it looks like. Should be okay. And go from there. So wrapped up, bolted in, clamps are there, and the frame rail is pretty notched in, so now for the big stuff to go in and start putting this car back together.